Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about an item that I think gets overlooked in some ways, and that is mugs. Some mugs can be quite profitable. Yes, the market is a little oversaturated on some mugs as well, so you have to be careful what you pick up. But for the most part, they're marked down fairly inexpensively at most thrift stores, and there's still a lot of wiggle room in order to make good profit on them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through some of the mugs that I've sold over the last year or two, and we're going to talk about them and why they sold for so much. And then at the end, I'm going to talk about a couple of mug brands that maybe aren't so worth it anymore. So first, I want to talk about, on Posh US, I sold this Libby Cobalt Blue with the sun and the moon, the Friends mug. This sold for $40 US. It was that clear blue glass, dark blue, but it was clear through, which is really, really cool. I picked this up at my local Value Village on Senior's Day and only paid $2.79 Canadian for it. So if I can parlay $2.79 into $40 US, well, the sale was $40, which means I only made $32 plus packaging and all that kind of stuff, right? So it's still pretty good profit. Packaging mugs is not hard, and it doesn't take a ton of effort. As long as you do it properly, you're good to go, and you just have to be careful with what you do. So the next one I'm going to talk about on Posh US is this set of 4 Diane von Furstenberg, which is dresses, right, and clothing. But this is a Diane von Furstenberg set of 4 mugs. They're really cool. I picked these up at a St. Vincent de Paul, about 20 minutes or so north of us. I believe I paid approximately $10 for them. It might have been $7 because it was a couple years ago. These sold for $75 US. So there are some designers out there that have housewares that you could make money on for sure. Little story with this one. I sold them to someone, I think they were in California, something like that. They got them, they rated me 5 stars, and 3 weeks later rated me 3 stars because one of the mugs was cracked. And it's like, well, my hands are tied. I can't help you with doing any of that. Why did you wait 3 weeks in order to open it to find something that was cracked? If it was cracked, we could have worked something out. So that was an interesting little thing. But anyway, they sold for $75. Awesome. So, going on to Poshmark Canada. This is a picture. These are Pier 1, which is not a bad brand to double check if you see it at the thrift store. These were stackable little owls with the actual steel stacking thing. I paid about $6 for this. It was, again, Value Village on a Senior's Day. They sold for $40, which is really, really good. So if you're, $6 into $40 is not bad at all. These were a little bit harder to pack. They had to go into a bigger box because of the steel container, but individually wrapped them, and it still worked out pretty good. The next one I'm going to show you, they're these. They were a USSR Verbilki mug. Really, really pretty. They did have some wear to them. We picked these up. This is an old listing. I sold these quite like a couple years ago. But we picked these up, I believe. We used to have a thrift store where we used to live. We used to go, and their mugs were 3 for $2. They were $1 each or 3 for $2, I believe. So I picked up these 2 mugs plus another one, and so I might have paid $2 tops for both of these mugs, and they sold for $55. So vintage. These had a gold rim and a bit of an obscure brand. It did take a while to sell, which we're going to talk about as well at the end. The next 2 listings are the same brand. It's Maxwell Williams. So I picked up this small mug. It cost me $1.29, which is awesome. It sold for $22 for a mug. It was bright, colorful. Maxwell Williams is a good brand to look at. If you do happen to see them at the thrift store, do a comp search, do a sell-through search, and see what happens. Because $1.29, $22, not huge profit, but still good profit and money back in my pocket. The next listing is a set of 4 Maxwell Williams mugs. They came in a box. I don't remember where I got them. I have to be honest. They might have been an online auction. I can't see me picking them up at a thrift store. I don't remember. If it was an online auction, I might have paid $5 to $6 with buyer's premiums and stuff like that. So they sold for $35. So if you've noticed, usually sets do sell for a little bit more. Sets are also a little bit more annoying to pack because you have to be very careful with them, but that's okay. Just keep that in mind. Okay, eBay, because I've been selling stuff on eBay. The first one I'm going to talk about is this Finland Starbucks mug. I did show you this I think I showed you this in a haul. I might not have. I picked this up for $1.29 and it sold for $35 US. Like, that's nothing. We're going to talk about Starbucks in a couple of minutes, but that was actually a really cool one. It was different. There wasn't a lot, available. And there was a lot sold. So I did definitely pick it up. The last one I'm going to talk about are this set of 4 really colorful mugs. I picked these up at Value Village. They were in total for $5.59, which is really good. So $1 something per mug. It was a set of 4. They sold for $75 US. However, talking about packing with sets, I thought I packed this really, really well. I really did. I was very careful. I made sure there was no wiggle, but there was one of the mugs where the handle was broken when it got delivered, which is unfortunate. The buyer was super cool though, and we just ended up giving a partial refund. I don't remember how much for. So they still sold for really good money, like $50, $60, which is good. And I only paid $5.59 Canadian for them. So that was really, really good. So when you're looking at mugs, if you decide to look at mugs, I love looking at mugs. I have a problem with mugs because I love new mugs. I have a certain coffee mug, a certain hot chocolate mug, and a certain tea mug that I use. But I also collect mugs. I just love mugs. I don't know why, but I do. So I look at mugs. I've always done that. When you're looking at them, it's really important to look at the cost of goods. See if you can package it properly. So cost of goods is important. You need to look at the comps and the sell-through rates. Right now, Ray Dunn mugs are so oversaturated that I would not pick them up anymore. And in fact, I saw this little mug at Goodwill on Saturday, and it was only $1.29. It's super cute. It was a different color. So I decided, okay, because you can tell what Ray Dunn is. So I looked it up because it was a different color. Other Ray Dunn mugs, I won't even look up anymore. I don't even bother to look at. But this one, because it was a different color and Easter is coming, I decided I would look it up. And it's oversaturated availability, and they're selling for $8, $10 maybe. So I just left it behind because it's really important, even if something is super cute and affordable, if it doesn't sell, it's not making you money, you're losing money. So Ray Dunn, I would say she's done, but we'll keep an eye on that. Also, other Starbucks mugs and things, you have to be very careful with what ones you pick up because they're not all worth it for sure. So do a comp and sell-through rate, search and figure out whether or not it's worth it for you or not. Mugs can sell, and I have been fortunate that I've found some really good ones that have sold for me. Sometimes they do take a while to sell, so I wouldn't suggest just selling mugs only and only mugs. I wouldn't do that. But I think they're the one little part of the thrift store that we don't talk about a lot. They can make you money. They can sit for a while, and some of them are not worth it, so you have to be careful. But if you've never looked at a mug before, this might be your sign to actually try it out and see if you can find something that you can pick up for $1.29 and sell for $35. Why not, right? Anyway, that is it for today. If there's any other categories you want me to talk about, let me know in the comments, and we can talk about them too. Have a good day, everybody, and I'll see you next time. Bye.